July, so we're a little bit later than we've been for the last few years, but probably about normal in terms of a start date on winter barley. This is a variety that we're growing from seed. This is KWS Amistar, which is like a 6-row variety, but what we really like growing it for is the fact that it is tolerant to barley yellow dwarf virus, which means we don't need to use an insecticide on these crops in the autumn. And from our regenerative agriculture point of view, that's fantastic. We'll talk a lot about that over the next few weeks as harvest progresses. So we've got about 900 hectares here to cut this year. Quite a lot of winter barley, some craft malting barley, then oilseed rape, and then after oilseed rape we shall go on to various different types of wheat, and we've got some linseed to do, and then some winter beans at the end of the harvest. So we've got sort of 900 hectares here, 250 hectares next door, so we've got quite a lot to do with one machine. So hopefully the weather will stay with us, we'll have a safe harvest. Hope everybody else does as well. It's been ridiculously dry this last kind of week or so. We're up over 30 degrees at the moment. It's 8:15 at night. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to have an effect on some of these crops in terms of how they ripen. Kind of being killed off rather than naturally ripening. Moisture levels are pretty dry, as you can imagine. We're cutting today, we've been averaging about 11% moisture. Not particularly sure on yields yet, but the specific weight or the bushel weight, the weight of the grain is quite light. And that will actually affect the yield. But we'll see how we get on as harvest progresses. Stay tuned for a daily update. We'll talk about the weather, we'll talk about some cover cropping, we'll talk biodiversity, farm and birds, pollen and nectar, stewardship, a whole host of things that are happening on the farm at the moment. So really challenging but interesting time to be involved in food production, environmental awareness, improving biodiversity, capturing carbon. These are interesting times, so stay tuned.